Today's episode is about, oh, so close. I missed it by that much. Talking about the San Saba Vineyard, located in, unfortunately, Monterey, and not in the Santa Lucia Highlands. The San Saba Vineyard is one of the original founding vineyards in the area known generally as the Santa Lucia Highlands. Founded in 1975, 1976, part of an original founding family of 6 different growers that started to plant vineyards in this area at the time, and currently the only family-owned entity left of those original 6 entities. Now, it was pretty crazy to plant vineyards in the mid-70s here back then. It was all vegetables, beautiful, delicious vegetables. And their whole concept was, and it was a true concept, obviously it worked out, right? You got the Santa Lucia Highlands, but the whole thing was you have this valley, Santa Lucia Highlands, which is a big valley, and you have, but opening in the valley goes straight through to the Monterey Bay. So you get this incredible cooling influence from the Monterey Bay coming into this valley, which does not see the same temperatures that the coast sees, nor the same fog, et cetera, et cetera. So you have this beautiful, clean valley, but it's cool, with an extended growing season. And back in the mid-70s, a couple smart folks were like, hey, grapes would do pretty well there. Now, some of those unfortunate folks planted Cabernet Sauvignon. Didn't work out. But you know, by the late 80s, they had kind of figured their business out, right? So in 1992, Santa Lucia Highlands became an AVA. However, the only problem is, guess who was on the wrong side of the line when they drew the lines up? The poor schmucks at Wrath. Well, they're not really poor. They're doing just fine. Michael Thomas doesn't have to worry about where his next meal comes from. But he did have to worry about how to market a wine from the Santa Lucia Highlands, essentially, that was only Monterey. And to his credit, he has successfully done so. And he's done so through quality. What a concept. The wines are really, really good at Wrath. And they do make a series of Santa Lucia Highlands single vineyard wines, but one of their most sought after single vineyard wines is in fact their wine from the San Saba Vineyard. It is a wonderful property, sustainably farmed at least, and Sabrine Rodam, the winemaker, she has great experience with this property. She's been there a long time, Marin County, born and bred, wine in her blood since she could walk, essentially. So they have this place really, really dialed in. Now, when you own all your vineyards, money's not an issue, and you're dialed in, you get to do things like this. Not many people get to do things like this in California anymore. The grapes are expensive, this is expensive, that's expensive. If you want to buy it per ton, it costs this much, et cetera, et cetera. We are dealing with a position of strength here, and it comes through in the quality of the wine. This is the Wrath EX Chardonnay, X, whatever you want to call it. Now they made this as basically an alternative label to their fancier single vineyard wines, which aren't terribly expensive to begin with for the quality. We sell those as well, and they run in that, $35 to $50 range for single vineyard wines. Really impressive value across the board here at Wrath. The key thing here is they wanted to present something that was an easier into restaurants, BTG programs, et cetera, et cetera. And I think they were really friggin' successful. So this is an unoaked Chardonnay from 35-plus-year-old vines in the San Saba Vineyard. These are old vines that this unoaked Chardonnay is coming from. Beautiful, beautiful old vines. And I could tell you more about the winemaking, but there really isn't a lot. When you're picking the grapes, you put it in a stainless steel tank for 3 months, then you bottle it. That's pretty basic, isn't it? Now, what that does, however, is it makes this wine stand up to an even greater degree of scrutiny, because you have to put something in the bottle that is tippity top notch. You can't fool around with this. These guys aren't Gallo, though Gallo's in the area. These guys are doing it on their own and super successful at it. I love tasting the wines because the wines bring the point home, especially if I missed something when I'm talking to you earlier on. Let's talk about Monterey. Let's talk about Santa Lucia Highlands. This is a have your cake and eat it too appellation, much like the Santa Rita Hills. These corridors, these valleys, allow you to extend the growing season, create richness and intensity of flavor while maintaining balance, acidity, and energy, I'm excited, in the wine. It's absolutely key to making fine premium wine. And this wine has that, you know, and I said, Jimmy, yeah, this is better in the bottle we tasted before. You know, the wine's really on fire today. There's wonderful vibrancy here. You get all those kind of rich tropicals that Monterey is known for. If you've had a Talbot Chardonnay, if you've had like the Lully or Pisoni or these types of wines, that character is embedded in this wine. But with the on oak scenario, you don't have to worry about barrels. You don't have to worry about toast or vanilla. The purity of the Chardonnay is here. This is super impressive wine. I adore this. That is too easy to drink. 21's in the pocket. 21's a good vintage. Good acidity, richness of flavor. Wonderful stuff. Okay, long story short, don't look for scores and stuff. This wine's not about scores. This wine is about making a point. It's about making a statement. Look what we can do. In fact, the matter is more people could do it, but they choose not to, and that is their choice. For Michael Thomas and Sabrina Rodems, they decided we are going to do this and we're going to do it well. Now, this wine originally had a retail of around 20 bucks a bottle. For on-oaked single vineyard old vine Chardonnay, that's already a heck of a deal. They're looking to move a few boxes of 21. So they made us an offer we can't refuse. I can't say that, well, no, we negotiated a little bit, just a touch. Yeah, no, we talked about it. But in the end, we came to a situation where we can offer you this wine for $10 a bottle. My God, if you ever needed a house Chardonnay of your life of superior quality at $10 a bottle, this is it. It cannot be done unless you own your own vineyards, unless you on-oak it, and unless you're compelled to make a really great deal. This situation literally financially cannot occur. Until today. Thank you, Wrath. Thank you, Wine Exchange. Thank you, me. You're going to love this stuff.